Listen, the Bible says in Luke chapter 6, verses 26, woe to you when everyone speaks well of you, for that is how their ancestors treated the false prophets. Now, check this out. This Bible verse isn't necessarily saying that if you're somebody who's loved by everybody, if you're somebody who's popular, that automatically means that you're an evil person. That's not always the case. But this Bible verse, right, Jesus is trying to make a point. Now, in the eyes of the world, the majority of the people that agree are always right, correct? That's what the world thinks, but that's not always true. And the one outcast, the one oddball out who has a different opinion or a different outlook, they're automatically the one that's in the wrong. That's not true. See, as we see in the Bible says in Revelations 12 that when the enemy was cast down, he came down with great fury and he deceived the whole entire world. So if you want to be honest, if you want to be truthful, if you want me to be honest, the majority of people who agree are actually usually the people that are deceived. And the one so-called crazy person that everybody thinks is weird is actually usually the one that's trying to wake people up and tell people the truth. So listen, what point am I getting at here? I wanted to speak to all my chosen and anointed people on here today. Everybody who's watching this that has the call of God on your life. Listen, I went through this my whole life growing up, and it didn't really make sense to me because I didn't have any revelation of God. I didn't have any revelation of the Bible. So I grew up my whole life wondering, why do I always feel so alone? Why do I always feel like I'm the outcast of my family? No matter what kind of friend group I had this friend group and that friend group. And no matter where you go in this life or what kind of friends you're around, you always feel like you don't fit in. You've always been the eyeball out, right? You're the type of person, you could be in a room full of 100, 200 people. And when everybody's laughing and joking and just going with the flow and everybody's just acting normal, and it's not that you're a negative person, but you still feel like you're alone, even in a group of people. You still feel like you're in this matrix all by yourself. And see, you've always been the type of person too, when you have the call of God on your life, you're always the kind of person that sees life from up here, while the rest of the world sees life from down here. So when the rest of the world just goes with what they're told and what they're taught, God gives you a deeper revelation and you're seeing things through the lens of the spirit and not the flesh. So when you speak or when you expose lies or when you tell people the truth or try to wake people up, everybody calls you crazy. Everybody always thinks you're weird, right? And see, as a young person, as a kid growing up, even as a teenager, before I really got saved, you know, I allowed people to convince me like, am I crazy? Like, is something wrong with me? But then I realized as I had more revelation of God and I read my Bible, I realized, oh, it's because I have the call of God on my life. God chose me for a bigger purpose in this life. So understand something. If God is going to use you as a vessel to do his works, you can't think like everybody else. You're not going to be like everybody else. You can't fit in with the crowd. Guess what? Because God is going to use you as the one that goes back and sets the crowd free. So if you're going to do his works, you can't think like everybody else. Listen, the Bible says in John chapter 15, Jesus said, if the world hates you, know that it has hated me before it hated you. If you were of the world would love you as its own. But because you are not of the world, but I chose you out of the world, therefore the world hates you. So understand something. When you have the call of God on your life, I want you not to get discouraged. I want you not to get down on yourself. I want you not to give up because the world will hate you. There will be moments in your life where you're going to get more hate and persecution than you do love. And the man standing next to you, he has all this popularity. He has more money. It seems like he's more blessed. It seems like everybody loves him. And you're like, this person's not even a good person. They'll step on anybody they need to step on to get to where they want to be. This person's not even as obedient or dedicated as I. They don't even work as hard as I do. But understand, never be jealous and envious of a person like that. Because remember, the God that they serve, the God of this world, and it's not the God that you serve. So no matter what they have or what kind of money they have on earth or who loves them, is their soul prospering? Or is their soul with the enemy in a spiritual cage? Look at these celebrities, for instance. These music artists, these devil-worshiping music artists and rappers and celebrities that are leading people straight to hell. The same people they're leading to hell are the same people that love them. Come on here, somebody. Y'all with me or y'all ain't with me? Listen, God chose you out of this world. You have a major call in your life, and the same people who persecuted you, the same people who hated you, the same people who doubt you, laugh at you, scoff at you, Listen, those are going to be the same people that watch how big of an impact you make on this world, how many people God uses you to set free. And it's because you are different, because you are willing to stand on the truth, because you are not willing to compromise your beliefs, not willing to compromise your purpose, not willing to compromise your standards and principles for the acceptance of this world and for the love of this world. That's what actually brings out the true leader within you. And that's the reason why God is able to use you to set so many people free. So listen, no matter how much persecution and hate you get in this life, remember the Bible says he who stands firm to the end will be saved. So you win in the end. I love y'all and God bless.